You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson. It is so good to have you. Thanks for joining me again today. We are here every Friday morning, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So how you doing? I am doing great, in case you were wondering, and well, why wouldn't I? We're moving into the fall now. I really love the autumn. Can you tell it's fall? Well, probably not. If you're here in the valley, it's going to hit about 105 today. But hey, that's high desert living, right? But it has been cooling off nicely in the evenings. You know, I enjoy a warm afternoon and a nice cool evening where I can sit out on the patio, enjoy a nice glass of wine, and the air's cleared up. Not so much smoke in the air anymore. It's good to be back outside on the patio. Maybe chat with the neighbors as they stroll by. And it is Friday. What better way to ease into the weekend? Kick back, chat with the neighbors. And so how about you? Are you a wine drinker as well? Well, what's your blend? Drop us a line in the Facebook Live feed. That is right, we are on Facebook Live. If you're listening to us on the radio, you can see us right there on our Facebook Live feed. You just head on over to Facebook and search for KHTS Radio. We are live on the feed there. And go ahead and drop us a line in the feed. Let us know. We'll be talking wine this morning. Let us know what's your favorite blend. What kind of wine do you enjoy? What do you enjoy on a Friday evening to relax and head yourself into the weekend? So let us know what you're enjoying. The topic, as I said, may just come up throughout the course of the show. So you know me. I'm a celebrator. I'm always looking for a reason to celebrate. I love the holidays, especially the fun minor ones that not a whole lot of folks know about. So let's take a look at what holidays we're celebrating. Not that we need an excuse to enjoy a nice glass of wine. Friday night is excuse enough for me. But let's take a look. Today is, and pay attention out there, National Custodial Workers Recognition Day, and those folks are very, very important, especially. Gosh, now more than ever, right? As we, so many of us are heading back into the office and concerned about, is the place that I'm going to work every day going to be clean, going to be safe, so I'm not bringing home anything to the family that I shouldn't otherwise be bringing home. So make sure that you recognize those custodial workers that keep your place nice, keep it safe, keep it kept up. So it is National Custodial Workers Recognition Day. Make sure you recognize them and give them a socially distant pat on the back. It's also National Fried Scallops Day. National Fried Scallops Day. Yeah, definitely. Fry up a few scallops, throw it on top of maybe some pasta with that wine that you're going to enjoy this evening. It is National... Okay, so this one I don't know that I can get on board with, but, to each his own. It is National Name Your Car Day. Patty, what's the name of your car?
Her name is Luna.
All right.
I did not hesitate on that one. I already named her.
Not one bit. That is fantastic. It's also National Manufacturing Day, National Body Language Day. See, that's why you need to be on Facebook Live, right? They say that 90% of communication is nonverbal. And so if you're listening on the radio, you're only getting 10% of the show, right? So check us out on Facebook Live and... check our body language here. It is National Produce Misting Day. So grab that squirt bottle and mist your produce. It is World Smile Day. You can't see it under our masks, but Robert Reyes and I are here smiling away. We're going to have a great day. There's all kinds of things to celebrate. So let me ask you again, what is your blend? What wine do you drink? Drop us a line in that Facebook Live feed. Let us know. Do you enjoy a glass of wine? Maybe even share a bottle with someone special on a Friday evening while you unwind from another week of distance learning, of hard working here in the Valley. If so, we have got two bits of great news for you. First of all, as I said, we've got Robert Reyes coming in this morning. He's actually here in the studio with me now. He is the general manager of Reyes Winery here in town. What's that you say? Didn't realize that we have a winery in town? Well, we do, and it's not just a wine room that has a few bottles of wine behind the counter. Reyes Wines vents ultra premium wines from their very own vineyard here in town. That's right. And second bit of good news, well, our county board of supervisors voted to allow our wineries and breweries to reopen starting next week. So this is just a great piece of synergy. Robert Reyes is here. Perfect day to be here. And in hour number two of the show, we're going to be talking with the 7th grade team from SCVi. They're doing some great things to keep their 7th graders engaged and learning, so do stick around, won't you? It's going to be a great show. Like I said, my first guest is here. He is the general manager at Reyes Winery. Robert Reyes and his family planted their 16-acre vineyard here in Santa Clarita in 2004. They've been producing premium wines right here in Santa Clarita, out on Sierra Highway on the east side of town here, right here in Agua, Dulce. There you'll find their tasting room alongside their beautiful vineyard. Robert, welcome back to the show. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you. So, Robert, let's go back a little bit, actually, kind of before the beginning, if you will, in regards to the winery, because this whole wine thing, it isn't this generational thing that's been passed down over hundreds of years. In fact, this isn't even your first career. Can you tell us a little bit about your professional background?
Yes, I've owned several businesses throughout the years. Coincidentally, now that I look across the street at our steel construction there, I used to own a steel construction company in Los Angeles for several years, and that was in the late 80s to the late 90s. And since then, I've been in real estate and have interest in other types of businesses like machine shops and things like that over the years have brought me a lot of experience in different fields. But wine has always been my passion.
Yeah.
And my initial interest in wine came when I was a kid, because I had an aunt who made wine for the family, and she would bring my mother once in a while a bottle of these sweet fruit wines that she would make, and as kids we got to taste those,
Stick your pinky finger in the bottle a little bit, yeah.
So I thought to myself, well, someday I'm going to do something like that, and it's been my passion ever since, and here we are.
Yeah,
here we are.
We're going to talk about that construction across the street in just a little bit, and you've got a rather successful background, as you said. You're kind of a Renaissance man. I understand you're an artist, and then you've got the winery, successful in your business career. So here in 2004, you and your family decide to open up a winery. What was the inspiration behind that? What finally got you started, besides that long dream that your aunt kind of sowed in you?
Yes, of course. That was part of the dream. I even had a collage that included a small vineyard, and so the idea was that I was going to have a small vineyard to make wine for family and friends and so on. As it turns out, the land was bigger than I had anticipated, but it was perfect, and we've been there ever since. And so, since it was bigger than I anticipated, I thought, okay, we'll plant the whole thing and sell the fruit or whatever, and then it turns out that maybe I should make the wine and go commercial. And so that's how we ended up with a winery in Agua Dulce.
So that's interesting. The original intention wasn't necessarily a commercial winery. It was just enough to grow, kind of like your aunt did. Friends, family, they make great corporate Christmas gifts. But ended up with a little bit extra land.
Right. So then I went out and got the wine education at UC Davis and learned a lot from there. And so it became a commercial venture as a result of my interest in wine, and it's been an enjoyable experience, and I love doing it.
And we as a community are certainly reaping the rewards. So you purchased the land, and then you actually went to UC Davis to learn how to do this successfully.
That is correct. Although I had been making wine for years in small batches and so on, I felt that I needed to go get the education to actually run a winery, know the lab work, etc.
There's a lot that goes into it.
There is a lot that goes into it.
It's not just stumping grapes and
No, absolutely.
bottling what comes out.
Yes, you have to know about the vineyard, you have to know about the winemaking process, you have to know about when something goes wrong, how to fix it,
Okay.
etc. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's a lot of work, but it's all very enjoyable.
Certainly. You know, one of my favorite teachers and mentors back in high school said, if you love what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly, and I think about that all the time. It's true. It's so true.
That is great, and the passion that you put into it is also something that comes out of every bottle. You were gracious enough to share a bottle with us last time you were in, and wow, did I enjoy that Merlot. That was
great.
fantastic. So you planted the vineyard in 2004, is that correct?
That is correct.
But then it takes some time. So can you kind of walk us through that process? Because I believe you didn't open your doors for several years.
That is
So what was that
correct,
process?
because it took us a long time to get a winery license in Los Angeles County.
Okay.
They didn't have clearly written regulations about wineries, and so they had to copy from other counties as to what they were doing, and it was kind of a day-by-day thing, and before we knew it, 4.5 years went by before I was able to actually open.
Yeah, you know, that is interesting. They didn't have regulations and set up here in Los Angeles County, because I'm sure some of my listeners are thinking the same thing that I would have typically thought. You know, wine country, we think of Northern California, maybe Central California, Santa Barbara, Solvang area, but right here in Santa Clarita isn't necessarily the first place we think when we think of wine country. So was there studies? What kind of thought went into, hey, maybe I can plant a winery right here in Santa Clarita's backyard in Agua Dulce?
Well, actually, I got the idea from my friend Juan Alonso at Le Chien. He was the first one in the valley to actually plant vines,
Okay.
and so he ended up finding that land for me.
Okay.
Yes, and so as a continuation of what he was already doing, because he has his own vineyards that he
Sure.
planted, so that's where the idea came from, and I followed that up, and it was such a beautiful hobby to get into, just like he was doing, and so then again we went commercial.
Okay.
Yes.
Now his restaurant, Le Chien, is just down the street from you guys. Do you partner at all? Do you supply him with some wine?
We do, and for several years we made his wine at Reyes Winery as well.
Interesting.
And so our wine club members at Reyes Winery get the benefit of going to Le Chien, getting a 15% discount, as well as taking a bottle of Reyes Winery and not pay a corking fee. So that's one of the benefits of our wine club.
One of the many
as well.
benefits,
So
yeah.
So we've been good friends forever.
Well, that is terrific. Now, can you explain a little bit about the dynamics? You mentioned the last time you were in, and I found it fascinating. I think our listeners will as well. Kind of the geographic dynamics of planting grapes in Agua Dulce. Why is that a kind of an ideal spot, even though maybe it's not as wet and gets as much rain as maybe Northern California?
Yes, and that's part of the character of our wines as well. Sure. So we are in a small appellation. It's an American viticultural area, and there were studies made and so on, and what would grow best in the area and so forth. So we've been very successful with the grapes that we are growing. We are growing Shiraz, Chardonnay, Muscat, Merlot, and Cabernet as well. So yes, they do very well there. Some grapes may not do really well in the desert, but these that we chose are doing very, very well.
Well, fantastic. And as I mentioned, you're just up. We're with Robert Reyes. He's the general manager of Reyes Winery right here in Agua Dulce. You're just up Sierra Highway in Agua Dulce, and you know that area has been devastated by some pretty wicked fires these last couple of years. Has that affected you guys much at all?
Yes, we've had some fires close by, but in addition to that, we had the other fires, and we were getting a lot of the smoke there.
Okay.
So we have had to, well, during harvest, we had to send people home a few days, and of course we had excess temperatures as well, which doesn't help in the process of harvesting. And yes, we did get some wine taint. But we've been able to deal with that
from the smoke.
From the smoke,
okay.
yes, and because not enough time passed between the time of getting that smoke and the time of harvest, so we ended up treating the wine to get rid of that excess wine taint.
Okay.
Which is a good thing. So now our wines are perfectly clean, and we've gotten rid of any off flavors from the smoke.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay, interesting.
And that is part of the experience. That is part of knowing what to do when a problem happens, like I mentioned before.
Absolutely, and you're fighting, gosh, like you said, temperatures, and then the fires, and smoke, and you've got kind of a limited window to harvest those grapes, don't you?
That is correct, because we have to monitor sugars and pH in the vineyard before harvesting. So yes, we can stretch the window a little bit, but normally we have to be within that window.
Wow, it's that beautiful mix of art and science, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Gosh, we're here this morning with Robert Reyes. He is the general manager from at Reyes Winery, and we're asking you, what is your favorite blend of wine? What is it? Do you enjoy the sweetness of a Muscat? Do you enjoy a nice after dinner port, or maybe a little bit more of a dry Merlot? What do you prefer? Go ahead and drop it in that Facebook feed. As I mentioned before, we are on Facebook Live at KHTS's Facebook page. So just log on to Facebook, search KHTS Radio, and drop that in. What kind of wine do you enjoy? Looking forward to picking up a bottle this Friday evening. We are going to take a quick break. It is Friday, y'all. We're celebrating with Reyes Winery here in Agua, Dulce. And again, asking, what is your favorite wine? Drop us a line in that Facebook feed. We're talking about maybe doing a little wine tasting, just picking up a few bottles from Reyes Winery right here in Agua Dulce. You are listening to SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson. We will be right back on your hometown station, KHTS.
Consumers Furniture is back open for your business. The safety of our community and our staff, above all, is most important to us. We will provide a safe and clean environment for you to find the perfect piece of furniture for your home. To help you with your purchase, we are offering 25% off your entire order or 24 months same as cash financing. And for our awesome essential workers, we will deliver locally your furniture free of charge. Consumers Furniture is located in the Centerpoint Shopping Center below Sam's Club and Walmart.
Once heart attack symptoms begin, delaying treatment increases the risk of heart damage, disability, and even death. Time is critical. Leading the Valley with the most advanced digital technology and treatment times that beat national best practice goals, Providence offers emergency coronary angioplasty and stenting performed by highly trained board-certified cardiologists. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING. The road to healing leads to Providence.
These days, it's hard to figure out how to fill all the self-isolation time, let alone figure out what to have for lunch or dinner. Salt Creek Grill owner Greg Amsler is helping us out in a big, big way. Salt Creek is now offering takeout and curbside pickup, so you don't even have to get out of your car. Their entire menu is available for pickup or delivery, including to-go beer and wine. Hey. In addition, Greg's offering wine at 25% off, along with daily specials. If you'd like to buy a gift card for a future visit, now's the time. Buy a $50 gift card and get $10 extra on the card completely free. Buy a $100 gift card, you get an extra $25. Salt Creek Grill, located next to Regal Cinema at the Valencia Mall. For more info, go to saltcreekgrill.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry my pillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever. You can buy one of my pillows and get one absolutely free.
Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KHTS. Or call 800-973-3927 and use the promo code KHTS. That's 800-973-3927 or mypillow.com and use the promo code KHTS.
Save water and save money. SCV Water wants to help you find your fit and take advantage of conservation rebate programs that will help you save. Water your landscape more efficiently. Replace your lawn with water-wise plants. Conduct free in-home water surveys. Cover your swimming pool and more. Find the programs that fit your needs and start saving today. Visit conserve.yourscvwater.com to learn more.
That's conserve.yourscvwater.com.
Child and Family Center presents the virtual 5K Purple Walk October 17th to raise funds and awareness for its domestic violence program. Registration is $35, which includes a t-shirt, swag bag, and medal. Children 12 and under register for free. You choose the route, outdoors in your neighborhood or indoors on your treadmill. Take a selfie and share on social media. Help end domestic violence. Join the Purple Walk at childfamilycenter.org.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station. 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson, and I'm here with Robert Reyes. He is the general manager at Reyes Winery. And today, the question we're asking you, what wine do you enjoy? It is Friday, and, we're knocking off work maybe a little bit early, thinking about picking up a bottle or two. What wine do you drink? Producer Sarah is saying that she enjoys a nice Zinfandel, and for me, it just kind of depends on the mood that strikes me, and I'm feeling like tonight the mood for a little bit of Merlot might tickle my fancy. Robert brought us in a bottle of Merlot, and we are so grateful. This stuff is amazing. So, are you making your plans for the weekend? Well, how about including a little bit of vino? Check them out at reyeswinery.com. Very easy. Easy to look up, not easy to say. reyeswinery.com, or give them a call at 661-268-1865. That is Reyes Winery. So, Robert, tell us, we're kind of still in a little bit of state of limbo with the pandemic. It's kind of hit your industry pretty hard. Were you guys shut down for quite a while?
Yes, we have been shut down a couple of times. We opened for a little bit, and then we went back to being closed and only for pickups.
Okay.
Or someone coming into our store and buying some bottles and taking them home. But we're hoping that next week we'll be open for tastings, and we have a large area outdoors.
Right.
We have tents, we have trees overlooking the vineyard, and we're looking forward to welcoming everybody back next week.
So absolutely gorgeous. So you guys are currently open today, this weekend, if folks want to come in and pick something up?
That is correct. People can come and buy wine out of our wine store.
Okay,
yeah.
So do I need to get on the website and order ahead of time, or can I just drop off and see what you've got?
You can just come in,
Okay.
or you can call ahead and we can bring it out to the car if that's what you prefer.
Oh, perfect. So if you do want to stay a little bit more distant, call them ahead of time, let them know how many bottles you want and what you need, and they'll have it ready for you. Or you can swing by and spend a little bit of time browsing around. And then, like I said, just this week, Board of Supervisors voted, and they're going to allow you to reopen for outdoor operations. You've got tents, you've got nice shaded areas under the tree. Are you going to be doing full tastings like you normally do, but outdoors?
Yes, that is correct. Full tastings outdoors. We have a rolling bar. We'll bring it out there, and we'll
great.
serve at the tables as well.
Perfect.
Sure.
And it's going to be perfect timing weather-wise, because it should be cooling off by Tuesday when the county is allowing those operations to continue.
Right.
You're going to get a little bit of the fall weather kicking in. Gosh, what a
Officially, it's the October 10 is
Okay.
when they're going to allow us to open for tastings.
Okay, so still a little bit more than a week off.
That is correct, yes.
But yeah, that'll be the perfect time. Kick off the
Yes.
fall, come in and bring your sweetheart, maybe do a little wine tasting. And you guys do a bit of an experience as well. If we want to come in for wine tasting, set it up, taste, buy a couple of bottles. But you also have experiences for your patrons to come in and enjoy a half day with you, if you will. Are you still going to be doing that?
Well, as soon as we can, we will get back to doing some of these events that, my favorite is the hikes that we have been doing for years now.
Okay.
Once a month at least, and we would have a brunch after the hike, a brunch and a tour, wine tasting, and all of that combined. So that's one of my favorites, and since I go on those hikes myself, I enjoy every minute of it, and meeting new people and seeing people that come in all the time, our friends and customers and wine club members. So it's a great experience. I totally enjoy that, and I know that most people who come and join us on the hikes thoroughly enjoy it.
Absolutely. You're talking about combining three of some of the favorite activities of the active community here in Santa Clarita. Folks love to hike and see the beautiful parts of the backcountry that we have here in our valley. So you lead morning hikes there in Agua Dulce. What a gorgeous scenery as well.
Yes.
And then folks come back, you treat them to brunch,
Yes.
a little bit of wine. Great way to spend a morning and early afternoon. Again, right here in our backyard. I remember growing up thinking, this town was a little bit more compact, and Agua Dulce was a little bit more removed, but it's right here in our backyard. As a matter of fact, we've got a school just up the road from you guys. I lead Agua Dulce, and one of the things that struck me, I live in the heart of Saugus.
Okay.
And one of the things that struck me about our school that's actually further away from my house than your winery is it's actually closer to me than SCVi is over on the west side of town. You are about a 10-minute drive from my place right there in the heart of Saugus, just taking Vasquez Canyon, that back road. So when I say Agua Dulce, it is much closer than you think. So you may want to pop by on your way home, pick up a couple of bottles this evening, or if you're looking to get out of the house tomorrow, maybe take a little bit of a drive and swing by, pick up gosh, you're going to need more than a couple of bottles. Pick up maybe a case or so. So you mentioned the construction going on right across the street from where we're at in the studio here on Main Street in downtown Newhall. And I understand that construction's got your tag on it a little bit. Not so much from the steel industry, but you guys are building a tasting room right here in Newhall. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you're building and then what the plans are? Because this is really exciting.
Yes, it's a 3-story building intended to have a restaurant on the first floor and then offices in the middle floor, and then the top floor is going to be the Reyes Winery tasting room. And it's a rooftop open area with a tasting room and restrooms and such. And so the intention is that people who go up there for wine tasting can also order food from the restaurant. There's going to be an agreement that the restaurant will serve us up there. And the building has 2 elevators, one that is an elevator for the general public, and then there's a service elevator that goes directly to the kitchen through the floors, but especially from the top floor directly to the kitchen for food service. Sure. And so, we're excited. We're looking forward to that. The building itself should be completed by the end of the year.
Okay.
And then, of course, there's tenant improvement work that needs to happen, and we are anticipating that by the end of March we should be opening.
Oh, wow. So that's right around the corner. That's coming up here
Yes,
soon.
time sure flies, doesn't it?
It does. And just like you do with your winery, you're not just serving wine, but you're delivering this full experience.
Absolutely.
Integration with a restaurant. And for those of you that are thinking about downtown Newhall, yeah, that's right. Most of the buildings here are maybe at most 2 stories. So if we're on that 3rd floor patio, enjoying some wine, some dinner from downstairs, we're going to have a view across this valley.
Absolutely, and that is yeah, we're so looking forward to that because, yes, it is an experience to be out in the open air, have a little wine, look at the mountains, look at the view.
Absolutely.
Look down at the street and see what's going on out there and people walking, et cetera. I can see it all clearly in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
So,
absolutely. Yes. I'm excited about it. Enjoy that high desert view, that Southern California weather, the great Agua Dulce wine from Reyes Winery. What an amazing combination. And so you're looking to open in March, possibly.
Correct.
So wow, that is really...
By the way, you're invited to the grand opening, you guys.
Well, wonderful. Check that out, Patty. The benefits of this job just keep reaping their rewards. That's
Seriously, yeah.
So now I know your winery in Agua Dulce is rather well decorated by a lot of your paintings. I mentioned earlier that you're an artist, and so much of your wine room hosts your art. Is the building here going to be similarly decorated?
It's going to have some of that. It's going to have parts of that, not entirely as the tasting room is in Agua Dulce, but certainly part of me and what I do is going to be part of this building as well.
Sure, and this isn't just an ego thing. If you guys can't see it here on Facebook Live, but I'm looking at the label of this bottle of wine, and is this your winery here that's depicted on the label?
That is correct, yes.
And it's this is a painting that you've done that's on the label. Last time you brought this in, I thought I was looking at a photograph. You really are very talented, and if you get online, reyeswinery.com, you'll be able to see in the background some of Robert's paintings there that decorate the wine room. He is really very talented. So if you can get a little bit of your work up here in the location in downtown Newhall that's going to open in March, gosh, I know your patrons are really going to enjoy that. Now, we're not talking just good wine. It is award-winning wine.
Yes.
Is it not? You guys have won some pretty prestigious and amazing awards. Can you talk about what are some of the awards that your wine has won?
Well, we have run through the whole gamut of medals from label design to anywhere from bronze to double gold medals and everything in between. And right now we have over 250 medals. Wow. We enter international competitions, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, etc. And so, yes, we've been awarded quite a few medals over the years. And we're very, very proud of that.
Well, you should be. You're producing some quality wines. You mentioned double gold. It's not that you had two bottles that were awarded gold medal status. Double gold is kind of a special thing. Can you explain to our listeners what a double gold award is?
Yes. Wine tastings are done blindly, meaning that the judges don't know what actually is on the label, so they don't know whose wine they're judging. And so when all judges agree that a wine is gold, then it becomes a double gold.
So
there's going to be disagreement, but when there is mutual agreement with all the judges, then that is double gold.
So we're talking about these wine experts, and when they're tasting your wine, some of them are agreeing. Well, some of them are saying, gosh, this is some of the best wine I've ever had. They award it gold. When they all say gold, then you get the double gold.
That is correct.
That's got to be an amazing high five kind of moment.
That is. That is.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so I know a lot of folks here in the Valley do enjoy their wine and are quite the connoisseur, but some others might be thinking, if I don't have to drive, 5-6 hours up the coast to enjoy this experience, if I can just take a trip around the corner right up to Agua Dulce and kind of get my feet wet, if you will, in this idea of tasting wine, but I've never done it before. It can be intimidating, right? You're standing there in the wine room next to somebody who's been a wine connoisseur for 20, 30 years. It can be intimidating. So do you have any advice for somebody who would walk into your wine room, maybe book a wine tasting with you here in a few more days when when you're able to open for outdoor operations. What advice would you have for somebody who's maybe a first time or maybe still a novice at this whole experience of wine tasting?
Right. First of all, we want to be friendly and welcoming. But my advice to anyone who has doubts or wants to learn a little bit more is don't be shy about asking.
Okay.
Because that's one of the intimidating things that people think you have to know and really, it's about what you like. I may like something that you may not like, and vice versa. And so everyone has to find their own taste and what they like.
Okay.
And the only way to do that is to try several wines and ask questions, and then you find what you like, and along those lines you can ask, well, I like a lighter wine that is a little bit on the sweeter side or fruitier side, and that way when you ask, our people can tell you, well, try this or try that and see if you like those.
Okay.
So don't be afraid to ask is the bottom line.
Certainly. And even if I don't know what kind of wine I like, you can kind of set us up with
Walk you through it.
variety, and you don't necessarily have to know what it means to be an oaky wine or to have legs or how to swirl your glass exactly. Just know what you like.
Right.
Go in there, enjoy some wine, and then when you find something that you particularly like, say, wow, I really like that. Tell me about this wine.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
then your staff can start to customize things.
Yes.
Okay, if you like that, I bet you're going to enjoy this.
Ask questions, absolutely.
Certainly.
Don't be afraid to ask, because I know it can be intimidating because, like you said, a lot of people know a lot about wine, and that makes it intimidating to others who may not know as much, who may not have had the experience. So ask questions and don't be shy.
Absolutely. It's just like your beautiful artwork, right? You don't necessarily have to be a master artist to be able to appreciate the quality work that you paint.
Well, thank you.
I know what I like. The same thing with wines. I go
right.
in and I like something dry, I like something fruity, or even if you don't know that much, just hey, set me up and let's see what I like. So tell us, I'm sure a lot of people are getting excited about a Friday evening, picking up a bottle of wine or so. How can people find and purchase wine from Reyes? Do you do delivery? I know you do curbside pickup.
Yes.
Tell us again your website, phone number.
Yes, it's 661-268-1865, ReyesWinery.com. And yes, you can call us. We can deliver within so many miles to Santa Clarita, for instance.
That is great.
And or you can pick up curbside, or you can come into the store. We'll take care of you.
Okay, and their website is beautiful. You'll want to peruse just to relax. Maybe take a 5-minute break from work and jump on ReyesWinery.com, see what they've got for you. I know what I'm going to be doing this weekend. I've got a lot going on in the mornings of Saturday and Sunday, but I'm looking forward to enjoying, well, gosh, at least one bottle of Merlot and possibly picking up a couple more. Robert, I want to thank you for coming in today. Good luck to you and your family. Looking forward to the tasting room here across the street in downtown Newhall opening up in March. That is going to be exciting. Again, go to ReyesWinery.com or give them a call at 661-268-1865. Again, Robert, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to see you and to be here. Thank you so much.
It is our pleasure. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but stick around. We will be right back. This is SCVi Charter Schools Eye on the Valley. Not homeschooling answers anymore. Patty, time for me to update that script. This is SCVi Charter Schools Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
Senator Scott Wilk is different.
He brings people together to solve the tough problems we face.
And Senator Wilk delivers.
He backed bipartisan emergency funding to fight the spread of COVID-19.
Scott helped bring 6,500 new jobs to the high desert and is working to safely rebuild our local economy.
Senator Wilk cares. He knows people need help. That's why he is fighting to fix the state's EDD problem and clear the backlog of unemployment claims.
Why he is working to prevent evictions for COVID-affected tenants during the pandemic.
And make prescription drugs more affordable.
So people won't have to choose between paying for life-saving medications and food.
Senator Scott Wilk.
Putting party politics aside.
Scott Wilk. He delivers.
Ad paid for by California Labor and Business Alliance, CLAB, sponsored by building trades, correctional peace officers, and apartment rental organizations and energy providers. Committee major funding from Chevron. Not authorized by a candidate or a committee controlled by a candidate.
Hey, Dutton Plumbing, it's Eric.
Son, it's Mother. We need to talk about me running for president. People are telling me I should run. Like Ernesto. He said, who better to clean up all the crap in Washington than me, a plumber's mother.
Wait, hold it. Who's Ernesto?
And Erica, the girl downstairs, said Dutton Plumbing's drain clearing saved her money and protected her from a scary situation. Now, isn't that exactly what people want in a president? I think she could help me with that Milano vote.
I think you mean millennials, Mom, not Milano.
I was thinking about cookies. I'm hungry.
Well, if you're serious about running for president, Mom, maybe Dutton Plumbing can help sponsor you?
I need a couple of $100,000 for a facelift, a boob lift.
Sorry, Mom, you're breaking up.
DuttonPlumbing.com. Get Dutton Plumbing's $73 drain clearing. It flows or it's free with a money-back guarantee. Details at DuttonPlumbing.com.
Mend Cryotherapy is open. As always, they continue to clean and sanitize all equipment. Social distancing will be enforced and hand sanitizer will be provided throughout the facility. Temperature checks will be done daily on each employee, and masks will be provided if forgotten. They have amazing welcome back specials, including the $99 performance package, which includes a cryo session, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, which boosts recovery of damaged cells, the aromatherapy oxygen bar, Nucom, and infrared sauna. There's also a beauty package with a cryofacial, infrared sauna, and more. And don't forget their extensive selection of health and wellness products, including CBD. Mend Cryotherapy is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, go to MEND, MEND, cryotherapy.com. Mend Cryotherapy on Newhall Ranch Road in the Gateway Shopping Center.
No contract pest control. Did you hear that? Yes, Unipest has no contract, low impact, affordable, and environmentally and family friendly pest control options with orange oil or other family friendly products. Whether it's ants, spiders, gophers, termites, or bed bugs, Unipest Termite and Pest Control has an effective, eco friendly option for you. Call Unipest today for a free orange oil inspection at 661-BUG-7575 or visit unipest.com.
Hi, I'm Eric Goldhurst, Head of Operations for Burger King North America. Throughout this time, we've taken steps to take care of our guests.
And since we know many of your jobs have been affected by this crisis,
we want to help make sure you're taken care of too.
If you are looking for work, we are hiring.
And there's a spot on our team for you.
We know that we'll get through this together, as long as we keep taking care of each other.
For more information, call 253-3283. That's 253-3283.
Your hometown station. KHTS.
Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station. 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is Matt Watson, and you are listening to SCVi Charter Schools, Eye on the Valley. It is Friday. We're super excited. What are you doing this weekend? We just talked to Robert Reyes from Reyes Winery in Agua, Dulce. What a great idea to stop by on your way home, pick up a bottle or two. You know, he left a bottle or two here on the console for us. Patty and I are a little bit excited. It might not necessarily be right on the way home, but do you really want to settle into a Friday evening and crack a bottle of convenient wine? Wouldn't you rather have a nice smooth glass of award-winning, maybe even a double gold award-winning wine? Yeah. Make the right choice. Check them out at reyeswinery.com or give them a call at 661-268-1865. Or, like he said, you can just swing by and eeny, meeny, miny, moe it. All of their wines are fantastic. You know, this Merlot is really good, but he got me excited about that port that he was talking about. A little bit of a dessert wine, a little bit heavier, a little bit sweeter, but so good to help everything digest. You know, Patty, you and I, back in the spring, we really suffered together quite a bit.
Yeah.
They canceled all our sports, and then, you know, we rejoiced. Maybe we rejoiced a little bit too much. Maybe even wept a tear or two of joy when they came back to us, because they came back to us kind of all at the same time.
Yeah, seriously.
And you and I were really looking for this time of year. We were looking forward to, oh gosh, Patty, did you realize that as soon as the NFL gets into full swing, then we're going to have playoff baseball and championship basketball, and right now it's all kind of converged on us. You know, on Wednesday the Dodgers started their playoff journey, right? So they started the kind of mini series, 3-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers. We turned it into a 2-game series, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. So you know, the Dodgers have now won 8 consecutive National League West titles, which is quite a thing. It's tough to win your league, even though there's only 5 teams in your league. It is tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to win one. The Dodgers have won the last 8 in a row.
Yeah.
And now they're looking towards the National League pennant. Got a couple more series to go. They're going to be starting the division series here in a couple more days. But I think that this year, anything less than a world championship ring is going to be considered a failure.
No, it's true. Kershaw looked good last night, though. He looked really dominant last night.
You know, everybody's been knocking Kershaw, sure, but can he get it done in the playoffs?
He did it yesterday.
He went 8 innings, had, what would he have, 13
strikeouts, yeah.
Incredible. My man had his stuff, and you know, then the relievers came in the 9th inning and
all bruised her. Gratterall.
Yeah. They came in and looked a little shaky there in the beginning, and I thought, oh man, I bet Kirsch was wishing he finished that off himself.
Yeah.
But they did wrap up the Brewers in just 2 games last night, and they await the winner of tonight's Padre-Cardinal game in the next round. And you know, I got to tell you, the Padres are playing some great baseball.
Yep.
They're playing some great baseball. They did have one of the league's best pitching staffs that got hit by a couple of late season injuries, and so that's kind of a bummer. You never want you know, a team, even your opponent, you don't want them to be, you know, banged up. You want to beat the best to be able to claim that you're the best. That Cardinal team, though, historically has always scared me.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
Even weakened Cardinals teams have wreaked havoc on the Dodgers in the postseason.
It's so true.
So, you know, also Wednesday, as the Dodgers were starting up their playoff run, the Lakers started the NBA championship series.
Woo-wee.
Right, they're in it. So there's 2 teams left: Miami Heat, LA Lakers. They're doing it for Kobe.
Gotta win it.
They won game 1, just absolutely running away. I think at one point they were up almost 30 points. Yeah, and they play game 2 tonight. They obviously came in as heavy favorites against Miami Heat, who's been kind of an underdog in just about every series they've been playing.
Every single one. Been
playing some inspired basketball. They've been an exciting team to watch.
Jimmy Butler has been on a tear.
Jimmy Butler has been amazing, and he has gone from a strong player that carries a decent team to becoming one of the league's superstars.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. He's got good leadership on the Miami Heat team. They fit together.
Absolutely. They really gel as a team. You know, we talked about the Padres pitching staff. It is frustrating when you get into championship sports and you suffer some injuries. Jimmy Butler did roll his ankle on Wednesday night. Looks like he's going to be okay.
He'll play.
He's definitely going to play.
Yeah, he has to.
He could have shot himself in the ankle and he'd still play.
It's so true.
But they do have 2 of their starters there. They're key, 2 of their key starters that are doubtful for tonight.
Oh yeah.
Starting point guard Goran Dragic suffered a torn plantar fascia in his
that's
left
a rough
foot,
one.
So ripped up something in the bottom of his foot. I'm not sure what that is, and thankfully I'm told that I don't really know what my plantar fascia is, because when it's giving you problems, it's extremely painful. And so he's doubtful. So is Bam Adebayo. He strained his neck. Took a tumble in game 1, strained his neck. Looks like it's pretty bad, and so he's probably going to be out tonight as well.
Yep.
So you don't want to be too optimistic, but I'm feeling good about the Lakers.
Yeah.
Got to tell you, I was so excited. This is, you know, we talked about it for months, right? When they announced they're coming back, everything's converging. How are we going to be able to consume all these sports all at the same time? I'm looking forward to that kind of problem.
Same.
I settle in. I've got the Lakers on the TV, sound off. Why is the sound off? Because the Dodgers are on the radio.
Right.
Got both games going. And the phone rings. Patty?
Who was on the phone? Was it T?
No, Big T knows better. And in fact, he's dialed in hard to the Dodger game.
Right.
And you know, my mother knows and wouldn't call me when the Lakers and the Dodgers are going off in the playoffs. But I get a phone call from this buddy of mine, and boom, voicemail. Texted him back. I said, man, you ought to know better. So, got a lot of sports going on. Got a little bit more that I want to talk about. We'll do that on the other side of the break because we do have to take care of some local and national news. We'll check that out. But stick around. Next hour, we're going to wrap up with our sports talk, get you caught up. But we're also going to be talking some of the cool things that are going on out at SCVi. We're going to have the 7th grade teaching team coming in. We'll hear about how they're navigating distance learning with their students. So some really cool and exciting things they're doing with their 7th graders out there. We'll get to that right after this. I am Matt Watson, and you are listening to SCVi Charter Schools Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.
This election day, there is one critical decision you need to make for our kids. Re-elect Steve Sturgeon to the Hart School Board. Steve's 21 years of service on the board has created tremendous results. All 7 of our district high schools rank in the top 12% of public schools across the United States. Our schools are the best in the state. Families move here for our great public schools. Let's keep it that way. Re-elect Steve Sturgeon for the Hart District's governing board.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect Steve Sturgeon for Better Education 2020.
Have you heard about Assistance League Retail Store? For a good time and a great deal and bargains that are an amazing steal, there are friendly volunteers ready to share a smile. So come on in and stay a while. We take donations on gently used goods, and proceeds from our sales stay in the neighborhood. So for a great buy and a special find, come visit our store anytime. Assistance League Resale Store located at 24369 Main Street in downtown Newhall.
KHTS AM 1220 and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 9 o'clock. Time for
This
national
is a
news
Fox
on
News Alert.
KHTS.
An update on the president's health. I'm Lisa Brady. Hours after he and the First Lady tested positive for coronavirus, upending what had been a busy campaign schedule. Fox's John Decker is live in Washington.
White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows telling reporters that President Trump is self-quarantining in the White House residence with what he described as mild symptoms of COVID-19.
We have a president that is not only on the job, will remain on the job, and I'm optimistic that he'll have a very quick and speedy recovery.
Meadows said White House staff continue to be tested for the coronavirus. He did not confirm whether the president is being treated with hydroxychloroquine, but he said the president is in great spirits and will continue his work on behalf of the American people while recovering. Lisa?
Well, John, the First Lady just tweeting she too has mild symptoms, but overall is feeling good. Earlier, Joe Biden and his wife sending their wishes for a speedy recovery. No word yet on their latest test results, just 3 days after Biden shared a debate stage at a distance with the president. The nation's health secretary is on Capitol Hill for a previously scheduled hearing. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has this live.
Lisa, wearing a mask, Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar, who has tested negative, faced some angry lawmakers at that House hearing. Democrat Maxine Waters asks,
Mr. Secretary, are you proud of the job that you have done?
I don't like to speak in those terms. 206,000 people have died.
So you don't like to speak in those terms about what you're doing?
Secretary Azar said health officials are seeing increases in cases in Montana, Wisconsin, North Dakota, and Nebraska. He refused to say whether the president asked him to slow down testing over the summer. Lisa?
Thanks, Rachel. Azar also insisting again that the administration's policies have saved lives. America is listening to Fox News.
I'm giving Jeb's basement renovations 1 star. He kept asking me what's behind the walls down there. I'm like, why? What do you know?
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
And then he's like, you can trust me with the job. And I'm all like, trust?
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial auto and business insurance.
Yeah, he charged me less than he said he would, which is lying.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
What do you get when you talk to a Dell Technologies advisor? You get someone who understands there's an art to listening.
Sure.
who's able to hear more than what's being said and can provide tailored small business solutions that make you feel truly heard.
I understand. Let's get started.
For advice on everything from laptops to the cloud and solutions powered by Intel vPro platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
Pushback from the head of one of the top drug makers working on a coronavirus vaccine about any political influence on the timeline.
Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla sent a letter to his staff this week telling them that the company is, quote, moving at the speed of science and not political timing. He said he was disappointed that its work was politicized during Tuesday's presidential debate, in which President Trump specifically named Pfizer and said a vaccine was, quote, weeks away. Bourla says he hopes to have 100 million doses ready by the end of the year, but those couldn't be distributed until cleared by the FDA.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, that is one of several vaccines in the final stages of trials. Just getting word that Utah Republican Senator Mike Lee has tested positive for coronavirus, saying he had a test out of an abundance of caution after having symptoms consistent with seasonal allergies. Meantime, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says the confirmation process for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett, who has tested negative, will continue. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer repeating his call for a testing and tracing program in the U.S. Senate. Two more players on the NFL's Titans test positive for the virus.
The total now up to 7 players. In addition to 6 Titans personnel, 13 members of the Tennessee Titans organization have the coronavirus. Yesterday, the NFL postponed the Titans' scheduled game for Sunday in Nashville against the Pittsburgh Steelers until some point later in the season. Both the Titans and the Steelers will be off this week. Assuming the Titans' last opponent, the Minnesota Vikings, remains COVID-free, they will play the Texans Sunday in Houston. Minnesota had closed its practice facility Tuesday and Wednesday out of precaution, but reopened yesterday.
Fox's Jared Max. On Wall Street, a sell-off over the White House corona outbreak and a disappointing September jobs report. Right now, the Dow is down to 298 points. And Lisa Brady, this is Fox News.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks have been losing ground after the news that President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump tested positive for the coronavirus. Also, job growth in the September employment report was weaker than expected. There were 661,000 new jobs created. The unemployment rate did decline to 7.9%. Consumer sentiment improved in September. The University of Michigan's reading rose to the highest level in 6 months. However, confidence is still down more than 13% from a year ago. Factory orders rose 0.7% in August. Factories have seen business improve for 4 months now, though it was a weaker report than forecast. Ford says its total sales declined 4.9% in the summer quarter, but the company says the industry is recovering. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Today, everyone is expecting you to maintain a new level of clean, from customers and employees to students and staff. Cintas has the essential products and services to help you carry out cleaning protocols effectively. We'll keep you well stocked with cleaning supplies, professionally laundered uniforms, and other essentials like face masks, hand sanitizer, and thermometers. Give everyone the confidence they need to keep coming back. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the work.
Thanks for listening to KHTS AM 1220, Canyon Country, California. K260CO 98.1 FM, Santa Clarita, California.
If you need help at home or at the office, call Made For You. Made For You is a locally owned, bonded, and licensed cleaning service with over 20 years of experience. All employees are vetted for your protection. No need to buy products or expensive equipment. The Made For You staff comes complete with everything needed to make your home or office cleaner than ever. Hire Made For You one time, as needed, or on an ongoing basis. No room is off limits. Laundry and ironing services are also available. Call Made For You for a free estimate today. 255-2922. That's 255-2922.
The coronavirus has put us in a position of creating a new normal. Family Law at Home understands. Their goal is to meet you in the safest place possible, and these days that might be in your own home in a virtual meeting. Family Law at Home will provide you with immediate advice on your family law matters, such as divorce cases, child custody disputes, and domestic violence. It's as easy as going to FamilyLawAtHome.com. You'll choose your own consultation date and be in immediate contact with one of their esteemed attorneys. Family Law at Home handles the legal aspect while you and your family navigate the new chapter in your lives. Go to FamilyLawAtHome.com.
Frontier Toyota, a proud supporter of my radio show with Rick Garcia, serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting 2020 Toyota lineup. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
Hey there, it's Tori with your hometown station weather. Another day of triple digits. We're looking at a high of 106 with lows in the low 70s. More of the same the next few days. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com or find us on social media at KHTS Radio.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
The following is sponsored programming and does not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is Matt Watson, your host, and you are listening to SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley. Gosh, that first hour of the show got us all fired up a little bit. You know, we were talking sports last break, and they got Patty, Engineer Patty here, all fired up about tonight's Laker game.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking our minor national holidays and how today is Fried Scallop Day. Got producer Sarah all fired up about where she can find some good fried scallops in the Santa Clarita Valley. She's been Googling all hour now and hasn't been able to find anything. So can I call in a favor? Does anybody around town know where we can get some good fried scallops? Producer Sarah's looking for some good fried scallops. That's probably her go-to guilty pleasure. So if you know where to get a good plate of fried scallops, let her know. Drop that in the chat here on our Facebook live feed and let producer Sarah know. And you know, I'm excited about this bottle of Merlot that Robert Reyes left us last hour from Reyes Winery. Gosh, those are the best guests, the guests that bring in a little sample of their wares. You know, I wasn't able to be here that early morning that you guys were trying out the Burger King breakfast sandwiches a couple of months back, but I got a bottle of Merlot that I'm taking home with me today from Reyes Winery. Super excited about it. But, you know, we talked about sports a little bit. The NFL is in full swing. We're in week 4, and things are going great. But then, yeah, this is when you're supposed to play that screeching tire soundtrack, Patty. Yeah, right? Gosh, things were going great. And then after their game last weekend, 7 members of the Tennessee Titans team, the team and the staff tested positive for COVID-19. And, well, then that number climbed to 9 and then 11. So now there's, I think, 5 players, 6 staff members that have tested positive. And so the NFL has postponed its first game, my beloved Steelers, and will not be playing the Titans this weekend. And, yeah, I know. And even worse, that meant I had to go out and pick up another defense for my fantasy football.
Hey, I got you on that. I have James Conner, so I feel you. I got the Steeler running back.
Right. So that was a tough one for me, but you know, hashtag first world problems. There's 11 folks on that staff that contracted this virus, which is scary even for the healthiest of people. So, sure, we hope this is going to be the one and only game affected by that, but this COVID thing is real. This COVID thing is real, and if you needed more evidence of that, gosh, we got it late last night, didn't we? Have you checked your Twitter feed yet this morning? Yep. Late last night, President Donald Trump announced that both he and First Lady Melania Trump have both tested positive for the virus. And shortly after his announcement, you know, the First Lady tweeted out as well. She says, as too many Americans have done this year, at POTUS and I are quarantining at home after testing positive for COVID-19. we're feeling good, and I have postponed all upcoming events. Please be sure that you are staying safe, and we will all get through this together. So, very classy, but rather disappointing that they've both contracted the virus, and you can catch more of that on your hometownstation.com. Hometownstation.com has got all kinds of news updates and things for you, so check it out. But please take care of yourselves, friends. Wash your hands, keep your distance. Patty and I goof off in here in the studio all the time, but we do it from about 8-9 feet away, and
very true.
There's plexiglass in between us. We've got our masks on.
Yes, sir.
Stay safe, folks, because we need you. You put the awesome in Awesome Town. Be safe. Hey, I've got a great idea, along the lines of staying safe, keeping distance. Maybe tonight you pick up a couple of bottles of award-winning wine from Reyes Winery. Maybe grab some grub from Salt Creek, hunker down with someone special, and stay safe together. So I mentioned also we've got the 7th grade team from SCVi coming in here in just a few minutes. Are you familiar with SCVi? People ask me a lot. They say, Matt, we know that you work at that school that's out there on the west side of the valley, right there off of Newhall Ranch Road. And they ask me, Matt, what kind of school is SCVi? Is it a different school, a special school? Well, I think we're special, but we are the Santa Clarita Valley's only free comprehensive school. That's right, I said it. We are free. We are comprehensive. That means your child can attend our school actually for 14 years. If you hit that calendar right, you can attend the same school from transitional kindergarten, from TK all the way through 12th grade. It's kind of a beautiful thing. You see entire families out there, families of 2, 3, 4 kids, sometimes even more, that all attend the same school. It's really cool. When I taught 4th and 5th grade out there, it was always neat when the older brother or sister would come out and pick up their little brother or sister from my class. It's very convenient for families. They can drop off all at the same place at the same time. Those same people will ask me, why? Why is SCVi there? Why did you guys open in the first place? And well, we offer an innovative, dynamic alternative for 21st century education to everyone in the Santa Clarita Valley and beyond. That's right. You don't need to live in Santa Clarita to attend our school. And basically, if you can get to us, you can attend. That's pretty much the only restriction, within reason, of course. But we've got families from the Antelope Valley, from Piru, Ventura County, the San Fernando Valley, a large group of families that come up from the San Fernando Valley, and other parts as well, up the 5, and then of course right here in Santa Clarita. So everyone is welcome. And they ask me, well, what do you mean? How is SCVi different, innovative, dynamic? Well, our focus areas are project-based learning. That is, kids work on stuff that's real, that's authentic. You remember as a kid, maybe you were polite like me, and you never were as impertinent as I remember Tommy in math class asked, when am I ever going to use this? Well, that doesn't happen in a project-based learning setting, because the learning is hands-on, practical, applicable, and oftentimes real. We talked just, a week or two ago about kids that are sending experiments to the International Space Station to explore how we're going to be able to successfully colonize the moon and Mars. Yeah, 4th and 5th graders, 6th graders are doing this. High schoolers are doing this. We focus on a strong social-emotional learning curriculum as well, something that's helping prepare kids to manage themselves, to work successfully with others. And, we talk about soft skills. When you say soft skills, those are the social-emotional skills that our kids are learning. And it's not just that they're, reading it off a poster that's stuck in the back of their classroom. We're talking about a strong curriculum. And as a teacher trainer, I always told my teachers, if you expect your students to learn it, you better evaluate it. You better make sure that you assess it, make sure you grade it. Well, we do that with our social emotional learning. Our kids actually receive marks on their report cards in social emotional learning, and they're in charge of their own learning. We have a heavy focus on the arts, on leadership. As a matter of fact, SCVi is iLead's founding school, and iLead You'll notice right here on, if you're looking at our Facebook live feed, ILEAD is an acronym. It stands for International Leadership, Entrepreneurial Development, Arts, and Design Thinking. And those are the 5 pillars of our school. And we think that that's what it's going to take to lead in the 21st century. In fact, we're pretty darn convinced of it. And then people also ask me, okay, fine, this sounds great, but what's the tuition, right? All right, what's this going to cost me? And the answer to that one is easy. Nada. We are tuition free. We're a public school. People ask, how are you different from a public school? Well, we are a public school. But we're a charter school, so we're free to innovate. We're free to shift and do things a little bit differently according to our students' needs, according to our families' needs, according to what we as educators know is right for kids, and we do it all tuition free. We're funded the same way your local public school is. We are your local public school as well. So yeah. So check us out at ileadsantaclarita.org. ileadsantaclarita.org. Most of our grades in our classes are full right now. There is, especially, gosh, in this time, we always keep a healthy waiting list, but especially during this time of COVID, where our role has kind of burgeoned a little bit, but we do have a couple of spots open. It's always good to get on the waiting list. You know, families move in the middle of the year, and all of a sudden a spot will open up, and you can come in kind of mid-year. That's a great way of not having to deal with the lottery that is always kind of, it is that wait to see if your name gets pulled out of the barrel. But a way of avoiding that is if you're able to join us mid-year. So even if your grade level is full, get yourself on the waiting list, and then when you get that call, you'll have the option. But SCVi does have a few spots available in select grades, both in kindergarten and in 7th grade. We talked last week with Megan Tapia. She's one of our kindergarten facilitators, and she talked about the fun that her kindergartners are having while distance learning, including the unique dual language immersion program that she's running out there with her partner. And today we're going to hear from the team members of SCVi's 7th grade. Very convenient and maybe strategically placed. We do have a few spots left in kindergarten and in 7th grade. Again, if you're interested in enrolling, you can go to ileadsantaclarita.org. And if you're not sure and just want to find out some more, SCVi is going to be hosting a virtual introduction to SCVi this coming Thursday. That's right, October 8th at 10 a.m. You'll be able to meet the directors, hear more about why SCVi focuses on project-based learning, social-emotional learning. Again, 10 a.m. You can register by going to our website. Either Google SCVi, it's the first hit that'll come up, or go to the website at ileadsantaclarita.org. Click on the top of the page, join an info session, and you'll receive the Zoom link for that informational session. If you can't make it this Thursday at 10 a.m., there will be another one on Wednesday, October 21st. Producer Sarah, I believe, is putting the links in the chat there for us. But as I mentioned, we're going to be talking to our 7th grade team of teachers. Coming up, they're actually wrapping up advisory class right now. I think advisory class just wrapped. They were working with their kids this morning. You know, advisory is one of the vehicles through which we roll out that social emotional curriculum that I was talking about. Our facilitators, you know, we call them facilitators rather than teachers. Because that's the way they do things. They facilitate the children driving their own education. But our facilitators were teaching advisory class today, connecting with their kids, having some of those deep conversations and discussions. Advisory is a really cool program and one of the classes that our kids look forward to most. So we'll be talking to them in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick break, allow them to maybe refresh themselves, get a quick drink of water before they join us. But when we come back from that commercial break, we'll be joined by that 7th grade team. You are listening to SCVi Charter Schools Eye on the Valley. I'm Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
At iLead Agua Dulce, we believe the most important thing a child can learn in school is who they are. Life's real tests are never standardized, which is why we've developed an individual-based curriculum that values exploration, cooperation, and creativity. As our learners grow, so do we. Our tuition-free charter school is currently enrolling grades TK through 7th and adding 8th grade in 2020. Your young learner will be immersed in a unique environment where possibility and self-discovery are at the core of every experience. The Agua Dulce campus features beautiful indoor and outdoor spaces for hands-on inspiration, including a robotics lab, a garden bed, a greenhouse, and a technology-based exploratorium. iLead Agua Dulce is conveniently located on the east side of the Santa Clarita Valley, just off the 14 freeway. Check out our homeschool options too. To schedule a campus tour or learn more about our programs, visit iLeadAguaDulce.org. We're enrolling now. iLead Schools. Free to think, inspired to lead.
Hi, I'm Eric Goldhurst, Head of Operations for Burger King North America. Throughout this time, we've taken steps to take care of our guests.
And since we know many of your jobs have been affected by this crisis,
we want to help make sure you're taken care of too.
If you are looking for work, we are hiring.
And there's a spot on our team for you.
We know that we'll get through this together, as long as we keep taking care of each other.
For more information, call 253-3283. That's 253-3283.
We all know sometimes people lose their way. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, the Way Out Recovery SCVi may have the answers you've been waiting for. The Way Out is the premier intensive outpatient treatment center serving Santa Clarita. Asking for help is the first step. Call The Way Out today, 661-296-4444. That's 296-4444 for a private free assessment. The Way Out is an accredited, affordable outpatient program that accepts most insurance. Call us at 661-296-4444 or check us out online at thewayoutrrecoveryscv.com. Quit battling with yourself. Ask The Way Out for help today.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com. Located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
And welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi Charter Schools, Eye on the Valley, and I am your host, Matt Watson. Engineer Patty with the assist. Hey, Matt, if you're going to talk with people on the phone, you better put your headphones on.
Hey, just call me I'll be your LeBron James to your Anthony Davis. I'm passing that ball.
There we go. Phi Slamma Jamma. As I mentioned before the break, at SCVi, we are just about full in every class, almost every grade level. You can get on the wait list by going to iLeadSantaClarita.org, but one of the only grade levels that we do have a few spots, just a few, left in is 7th grade. You know, 7th grade can be such a pivotal time. Think about it. You know, I know some of you don't want to go there, but I'm going to make you. Go back to 7th grade. Take yourself back. What was 7th grade like for you? Think about your 7th grade pictures. Yeah, that's the one yearbook you'll never crack, right? All you were going through, trying to figure it all out, wanting to be a teen, still feeling like a kid, not sure of where you're going, not sure of what you're doing. Well, this is where that strong social emotional curriculum that I described earlier becomes so important. And the relationships that our learners develop with each other and with their facilitators help them navigate this crucial time. We are so fortunate today to be joined by 3 members of the 7th grade teaching team at SCVi, Carolyn Kreiger, Chris Jackson, and Casey Blazeczyk. Good morning, friends.
Good morning. Good morning.
There we go. It's good to have you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Carolyn, Chris, Casey, we appreciate you coming in. Typically, I like to introduce my guests, but there are three of you, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to kind of introduce yourselves, if you don't mind. How long have you worked in education, and how long have you been at SCVi? So you all teach 7th grade, but what subjects do you teach, or what subjects do you facilitate? And then maybe tell us a little bit about why you enjoy teaching 7th grade, or why you enjoy teaching that subject. What do you love about teaching? So how long have you been in education and at SCVi? What subject you facilitate, and what is it that you love about what you're doing? Let's go ladies first. Carolyn, good morning. Why don't we start with you?
All right. So this is my 3rd year teaching at SCVi. I teach 7th grade math. Before 7th grade math, I was also doing 6th grade math, and they kind of bumped me up to the next grade level. Before teaching, I was also a math tutor. So I worked a couple of years as a math tutor, and working one-on-one with different students across different age levels, I kind of realized that I really wanted to, actually go into teaching, because I felt like I was going to be able to help a lot more kids that way. And then what were your other questions?
No, I think that is good. We just asked how long you've been at SCVi, and what you teach, and what you love about teaching. It takes a special person to teach 7th grade, and a very special person to teach 7th grade math. I think, when folks think about teaching, there's two things that kind of scare them the most. One is math, and man, the other one is middle school. It takes a special person and a special heart to teach middle school math. So thanks for joining us, Carolyn. Chris, why don't we go to you next? What is it that? How long have you been with SCVi? And I know even before you came to SCVi, you were in the iLead network. So talk a little bit about that, what you teach, and what you love about what you do.
Yeah, man, that's right. So I've been teaching. This is going to be my 3rd year at SCVi. I've been teaching with iLead now for going on, heading into my 7th year. Wow. And I've been teaching. I started off teaching 4th grade at iLead Encino. When I transitioned to SCVi, I have been teaching 4-5 split, and this year I am up in the big leagues. I'm starting 7th grade humanities.
Yeah, 7th grade humanities. So we're talking English and history, correct?
That is correct. It's a combined curriculum. We try to tie as much as we can together, but some things get separated out just to focus heavily on certain parts of English or certain parts of history.
Sure, and when you're doing project-based learning, life is integrated, so our projects need to be integrated as well. Casey, let's meet you now. I got to tell you, I've long said it, and Casey blushes every time I say it. I'm convinced that Casey had his name legally changed, because, could you do cooler than Casey Blazeczyk as a name? Come on. And if you saw this guy's car, Patty, his ride matches his name. It is so cool. Casey, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I appreciate that little introduction there. So I didn't change my name, but I have been at SCVi now. This is my 6th year. 4th year teaching in the middle school. This year I'm teaching science. 2 years before I started teaching, I was the athletic director at SCVi. So I appreciated that little Anthony Davis, LeBron James alley-oop that you did before this little segment.
Right.
So I've been, I teach science. One of the things I love about science is it's not the math of the subjects. So the kids come in and they're excited about it already, so I don't need to kind of build that excitement. But one of the best things I love about teaching in general, and especially at this age, is 7th graders are still, they're young enough to still inherently think that teachers can be cool. So I love developing those relationships, high-fiving them, just having a lot of fun in the classroom. So.
Dude, my teacher's name is Mr. Blazeczyk. Of course he's cool, right? All right, guys. So
I hope so.
Yeah, definitely. Now, we, like everyone else, around the county of Los Angeles at least, and pretty much across the country, we started distance learning back in March, but this semester's different, isn't it? Last semester, you'd already bonded with your kids, right? You had 7 months together, and you guys had developed that relationship with your kids, and then we got sent kind of home to do distance learning. This year was different, though. This semester you started online, and that's a lot more difficult to build those relationships that I talked about. What are some of the fun ways, what are some of the creative ways that you've helped your learners to get to know each other, to get to know you guys, and kind of build that sense of community that is really essential when you're trying to grow your kids socially, emotionally, and academically? What are some of the fun ways that you've helped build that sense of community on your team while you're not able to be in the same building together?
Well, Matt, like you said, it's tough to get everybody to try to get together, especially in this distance learning and with seventh graders on top of it. They're not notoriously gregarious. So one of the things I know I've done to try to get everybody to at least know their neighbor, I sent out some surveys to them, getting to know you surveys, and then I turned it into a gamified Kahoot of whose nickname is Lime, who wants to move to New York when they're older, things like that. And they really got into that, and that helped kind of break the ice for a bunch of them.
That is cool. You've got a kid whose nickname is Lime?
It's because his hair was dyed bright green, and his family just started calling him Lime.
All right. Very cool. So that is a neat way. And you mentioned gamified. Those middle schoolers are into games a lot, and so that's cool that you're able to inject that into helping them develop that sense of community. That's really cool. Another way that our kids really do bond together over fun things, over positive things, sometimes over some difficult things, some struggles, is the class that you guys just finished teaching. That's advisory. I talked about it a little bit as we broke for the last commercial break. You guys are just coming from advisory. Can you talk a little bit more about what advisory is, how you do it, what are some of the things that you do, and then why is that so important? Because this isn't just homeroom where you guys are taking attendance, right? There's a lot more that goes into it. Why is advisory so important for SCVi?
Well, advisory is important because we want everybody to have a place where they feel safe, where they're able to discuss the things that are going on, whether that's what's going on in the greater world, national politics, social movements, or we want that open for their interpersonal growth. Like, is there something that they need to address, or is there a class-wide behavior that we need to address? That's really our best forum for that.
Yeah, it's kind of that family circle where the kids and the group gets to talk about what's on their mind, what's going on. It's something that oftentimes I grew up in an era where it was. At least I was told kids are to be seen and not heard, but kids have so much to say, and they're processing all this stuff. It's great to have that kind of orientation and that way to get things off their chest and process that. And another important component of what we do at SCVi is this process of ILPs, Individualized Learning Plans. Casey, maybe you've been with us for quite a while now. Maybe you can talk about that a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about the ILP process, what it is, how it happens, and what it looks like in 7th grade, right? Because we're starting up ILPs, I believe today. You guys are going to break, and you've got these individualized learning plan meetings with your families that you're going to be doing remotely. Casey, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So these individualized learning plans are simply just a set of goals that the students set up for themselves. At least this is the way we did it in 7th grade. Is the students come in with a set of goals and some things that they want to work on. We had a couple academic goals and a social emotional goal, which could be along the lines of being with their brothers and sisters or their friends or anything in that regard. But then they come up with these goals on their own, and they discuss with their parents about the goals. They may add the goals or tweak them or anything like that. And then we come in as a meeting, as a team with the parents and us facilitators and the learners, and we discuss them, make sure that they're a good goal for their learner, and set a plan to attain those goals. And then we regularly check on them in our advisory classroom throughout the year to gauge their learning and progress toward those goals.
That is fantastic. You know, it's kind of an interesting phenomenon that I noticed as an educator. Gosh, probably 15, 16 years ago. We've got, you know, in our country, roughly about 10% of students are on what's called an IEP. That means they've got special education needs. And it's a neat process because the student gets tested and evaluated to see where they're currently performing, and then you set very specific individualized goals. You set an individualized path for them to grow and succeed, and they're checked on regularly to make sure that they're making progress. And you know, parents here in Santa Clarita started noticing this and thinking, why would I not want that for my kid? Why would I not want my kid to get this individualized attention? And so families started to push to find any way at all that they could get their child diagnosed so that they could get them on an IEP. And when we opened up SCVi, we said, well, yeah, why the heck wouldn't any parent want this for their child? And so we do that for all of our learners at SCVi, don't we? We do that with everybody. So it is an exciting process. Carolyn, let's get to you. Talk a little bit about academics, right? You've got the tough one oftentimes. You've got math. So tell us a little bit about academics. Are there ways that you're able to facilitate collaboration? Because that's one of the strong foundations at SCVi is we want kids to collaborate. That's such an important skill. So, but you know, they're at home now. They're on the computer. How can they collaborate between, you know, themselves and with you through distance learning? How are you able to do that?
Yeah, so there have been a couple things that I've been trying out throughout this semester and the previous semester. One thing that I tried last semester that I'm going to be doing more of this year was a thing called a digital escape room. So last semester what I did was I actually created my own website using Google Sites, and I just drafted up a website that had a bunch of different puzzles and a form that they had to actually fill out with the locks and codes. And I told them all, I'm like, okay, I'm going to split you into teams, and you're going to work together with your team in order to figure out this escape room. So on Zoom, you can do breakout rooms. So I would put groups of kids who wanted to work together in a breakout room, and they had a full hour to try and get out of this digital escape room. So it was just a lot of the puzzles were math-based. So the stuff that we were learning about with algebra, there were algebra puzzles. There were they had to actually fill in a crossword puzzle, not crossword puzzle, one of the jigsaw puzzles. There's ways that you can generate your own jigsaw puzzle, and they had to fill that in order to answer one of the clues. And the great thing about that was having the kids who finished before the hour was done, and I got to watch them get rickrolled because their prize at the end was being rickrolled. So that was a fun thing to do.
Alrighty, and if they get frustrated, man, just remember that they're never going to give you up. Oh, that is fantastic.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna I've been trying to integrate more of that in with this class in particular, and I've already gotten several kids going can I make my own escape room, or can I do my own puzzles? Can you do that again? So it's pretty cool.
That is so cool, making it so much fun, and I can see how your kids are able to bond even if they're not able to be physically together, bond with each other, bond with you, and still learning some important and pretty rigorous math. But Chris, what about the humanities? What about the English social studies side of it? How have you been able to allow your kids to connect through the curriculum?
So the way that they're trying to connect through the curriculum, my goal this year is really to have all the kids look at their lives around them now with the eyes of a historian. we're currently just wrapping up our Fall of Rome units. So they're about ready to present for a POL presentation of learning, for anyone that doesn't know.
Thank you. And that's
Next
at the
week.
end of each project. Our kids wrap up by making a public presentation presenting everything that they've learned throughout the course of that project. So again, just kind of narrating for our listeners at home. Sorry to interrupt, Chris.
No. So, and this particular project is they have been tasked to look back in the past, find of the many things that kind of eroded and helped bring about the decline of Rome, look into today's society. Is there something that's going on that is similar, something parallel? And if so, how are they going to address that particular problem to help avoid it bringing down our society? And I've given them options you can be part of a political campaign, make posters, make commercials, podcasts. So I want them to get it out in the world for real, if they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the idea, right? Is when we think back on it, again, as I mentioned, as a kid growing up, oftentimes we thought, how is this real? When are you ever going to use this? It was funny. My dad asked me the other day, Matt, when was the last time you used algebra? And I said, Dad, we use algebra every single day. And I had to explain to him how. But in the classroom, we don't often see that connection. That's why we focus on that project-based learning model. So the connection is real. And if there isn't a real-world connection to the learning, then why the heck are we doing it in the first place? So I love that you're having the kids do stuff that's either real or very closely simulated to what's going on in the quote-unquote real world. We're talking this morning to the 7th grade teaching team at SCVi. They're doing some amazing things. It is such a tough job right now, but they're getting their kids connected. They're building relationships with them, because relationship is that foundation upon which everything else is built, and you can't expect to teach your kids much if they don't have that strong connection with their teacher, with their facilitator. We do have to take a quick commercial break. Guys, can you hang on for just a few more minutes so that we can take a commercial break, come back and wrap up with you guys? Is that okay?
Sure, no problem.
All right, cool. We're here with that 7th grade team from SCVi. We'll talk more with them when we get back. You're listening to SCVi Charter Schools Eye on the Valley. I'm Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
Join us this fall for online fun with the Canyon Theater Guild online youth workshops. Super fun classes with acting, singing, dancing, audition tips, script writing, scene study, improv, and putting on real shows created for online performance. Get creative, meet new friends, and most of all, have a blast from the comfort of your own home. Call 661-799-2702 or ctgworkshops@gmail.com or canyontheater.org.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry my pillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever. You can buy one of my pillows and get one absolutely free.
Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KHTS, or call 800-973-3927 and use the promo code KHTS. That's 800-973-3927 or mypillow.com and use the promo code KHTS.
Welcome to Dunkin'. There are 2 Dunkin' locations in the SCV. Both locations have outdoor seating, carry-out service, and delivery with Postmates, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. Use the Dunkin' app to order and accumulate points. The Canyon Country location on Sierra Highway near Via Princesa has drive-through service and is open till 7 p.m. The Bouquet Canyon location just off Newhall Ranch Road has curbside service and is now open till 7 p.m. The Santa Clarita Valley runs on Dunkin'.
You see so much when you look at your child, a creative spirit that surprises you every day. curiosity that develops into exploring unique passions, a little leader growing every day to discover who they are, what they love, and how they can make their mark on the world. At SCVi, we see those same amazing things. Our tuition-free K-12 charter school gives your child boundless opportunities to think critically and imagine freely, with a customized learning program built around each individual student. As iLead's founding school, SCVi combines an immersive approach to traditional subject learning with extracurricular activities including STEAM, robotics, theater, music, and sports. SCVi has the only international baccalaureate program in Santa Clarita, with a 10-year proven track record of graduates excelling at top universities. And we're in your backyard, just off the 5 freeway in West Santa Clarita Valley in Custodial. For enrollment information or to learn more about our program, including homeschool options, visit iLeadSantaClarita.org. iLead Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
It's against the law to evade taxes. Denny & Company are experts at minimizing your tax burden while staying within the bounds of the laws. Denny & Company, LLP. CPAs that make life less taxing. Call 286-8860.
No words can describe the power of belonging to a group of close friends or being part of a family. Insight Treatment Center was founded more than 20 years ago to give teenagers a community of friends and family as they overcome issues like depression, anxiety, and trauma. The new Santa Clarita location is a COVID-secure environment where distance and good airflow are a priority. As a leader in providing intensive outpatient treatment to teenagers, Insight Treatment Center in Santa Clarita is here to help. Call 888-295-9995 or go online to insighttreatment.com.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, and you are listening to SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley. And speaking of SCVi Charter School, I am here today with the 7th grade teaching team out at SCVi. You know, the foundation of a strong academic program is built on those relationships that are built in the classroom. And the team was sharing before the break about the relationships that they've been able to build with their kids, doing some fun and engaging activities to get them to know each other, to get to know them as their teachers well, but then also building on that strong academic curriculum. So very important, especially now when we can't all be physically together. And I know that's something that a lot of parents are worried about, guys. That schedules can be difficult to juggle when kids are at home, and you guys are dealing with multiple groups and different ability levels and things like that. So tell me a little bit about your schedule. Carolyn, maybe you can share a little bit about what the schedule looks like from a 7th grader's perspective, because I know that you guys, like most teachers, your schedule is, well, gosh, we're on 24/7 and going blind on Zoom, but and we've got such compassion for you guys. You guys are really doing some amazing things. But what does it look like from a 7th grader's perspective, Carolyn? What's your kids' schedule look like through a typical day?
Yeah, so what we're doing this year is a hybrid model. So the learners are only attending Zoom classes with us twice a week. Okay. And then the rest of the week they are at home working on assignments, being able to work with our care team and with other people who are there to help. And also they have their electives on their days that they aren't in class with us. So for instance, if a learner has classes Monday and Wednesday, what they would basically have is early in the morning at like 8:45, they would attend advisory.
So advisory
and then
is
after
every day?
Advisory, they would have their first class of the day. So we tend to have a 30-minute chunk of time where we are giving like instruction. Mm-hmm. And then that kind of leads into what we call workshop time. So I know for my class in particular, workshop time tends to be where I can like work with the kids on assignments they have, or I can like sit with kids and like help them out individually. Then they get a break in between the workshop time and their next class. where it kind of happens again. So basically, on their on days, they have 3 different Zoom meetings where they're in class with one of us. They have time for a workshop where they work with us individually or with a group, and then continue like that through the day. And then on their off days, they are able to, one, they attend advisory again. So advisory is the only class they attend every day.
Okay, good.
But then on their off days, they work through assignments that we have given. So maybe, like, I know for me personally, I assign everything at the beginning of the week, and then they have the chance throughout the week to kind of manage their own time with their assignments. But I know that Chris and Casey tend to give assignments on specific days and then expect them to be due the next day. Although, is that true?
No, actually, I kind of follow the same pattern.
Okay, so kind of assigning things at the beginning of the week. The kids are working through it as they go through their workshops throughout the week. Okay, that is, and that is one of the great things about the way we've seen things from the very beginning. The difference between teaching and facilitating. You guys are setting your kids up. You're setting the stage for learning. Then it's student driven. It's learner driven, and you guys are there to conduct those workshops to guide your kids through it. But the learning really is in their hands. Gosh, that made it a lot more logical when we shifted into this distance learning model, so you're not burning out your kids. So I hope you guys aren't burning out, because I know you guys are doing so much. Every teacher out there really is. As if you guys weren't working enough before the pandemic hit, you guys have kicked it into overdrive. You know, I was talking to a friend not long ago who's also a teacher, and I said, you know, teachers are kind of these master artists, but now they've taken away your palette, they've moved the canvas on you, but you guys you guys are painting with your heart onto the hearts of these 7th graders, which is not an easy task. We know how much you're doing, and we are so appreciative. We really appreciate you guys. We appreciate you for coming in and everything that you do for our kids. But you guys aren't the only ones we're appreciating. Did you guys know that it's National Custodial Workers Recognition Day?
Oh, did not.
That's right. You guys might want to shoot an email to Nico and Mark and let them know how much you appreciate them, especially as we look forward to heading back onto campus. Those are the guys that are going to keep you guys and your learners safe every single day. So, again, Chris, Carolyn, Casey, we appreciate you guys coming in. We appreciate everything you do. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you all very soon. You guys,
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
Of course. Some other exciting things going on out at SCVi. We're also bringing back our extracurricular activities through distance learning. You know, our upper school theater team is already underway, creating a new theater experience for everyone to enjoy. And starting next week, the 4 through 8 players, that's right, our kind of middle ages from 4th to 8th grade theater program will also begin their after-school theater program. So more details for our families can be found in the Monday message, and if you're not one of our enrolled families, you can just jump on ileadsantaclarita.org and click on Monday message to see what's going on. That's right, the arts are extremely important to us, and our theater conductors, our theater facilitators, are doing some amazingly innovative things to make sure that we're able to continue forward with our performing arts program. And next week, we've got coming in from SCVi, Cheryl Senna. Miss Senna she's a founding facilitator with SCVi. That's right. She's been with us from the very beginning. She's also the IB coordinator. IB stands for International Baccalaureate, and that's a really cool program. I'll get to that in a second. Miss Senna is also the senior advisor. So if you want to learn more about SCVi's International Baccalaureate program and how SCVi prepares high schoolers for college and career, you'll want to tune in. International Baccalaureate is this just incredibly intense, rigorous 2-year program that we develop with our high schoolers. They have the opportunity to opt in. They don't have to pass a test. They don't have to be approved or signed off by one of their teachers. any learner who wants to tackle this deeply rigorous academic program in high school is free to enroll in one or more classes. But I'm going into too much detail. Cheryl will describe it to us in more detail next week. But it's you're really going to want to tune in and find out more about SCVi's International Baccalaureate program. Also joining us next week will be the Arts and Events Manager for the City of Santa Clarita, Phil Lantis. He's going to, Phil, you like what I did there? Phil is going to fill us in on the offerings that the city has made available for all of us here in Santa Clarita, because you know, the arts can't stop just because of a pandemic, right? We've got to have that artistic outlet. We've got to be able to enjoy and interact and share and communicate with each other. It's important at SCVi. It's important here across the valley. So come see what Phil's got for us. Some in-person arts offerings as well as some virtual arts offerings. So yeah, tune in next Friday and every Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and we will be here with you, having fun, keeping our eye on the valley. Hey gang, that is all the time that we have for today, but thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to our guest, Robert Reyes, General Manager at Reyes Winery, and the 7th grade facilitating team at SCVi Charter School. That is Carolyn, Chris, and Casey. We appreciate them for coming in. We appreciate you for being here. And I am your host, Matt Watson. Again, join us every Friday, 8 to 10, when we keep our eye on the valley. This is SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.